Hey guys, what is the crack? It's Action Goose here. We're going to look at another thing today that's going to help you get better at Warzone, and it is how to get better aim overall in Warzone. And these 5 tips are just going to help you kind of zone in on what's better for you as a gamer and what will actually make you better and get more wins in Warzone. So let's check it out, alright? Let's hop in. So guys, number one, I'm just going to show 2 quick things that are going to help you in Modern Warfare weapons and Cold War weapons that you need to know about straight away. And if you don't know already, I'm just going to do a quick explanation of this. So what you want is this blue dot at the end if you're using Modern Warfare weapons with the hollow sight. This will just make it easier for you to hit your shot. It's more precise. It's less stuff on the screen, so your shot's a lot cleaner. Imagine having this and imagine having this. So these 2 things are so night and day that you need to have the blue dot just for cleaner shots. Now that's with the hollow sights and Modern Warfare weapons, but with the VLK, which is probably one of the biggest options as well for any Modern Warfare weapon, you kind of want to go with the T-pose, which is the 4th one in. This is the cleanest scope you can get in the T-pose, and it is the most common one to use. So they're just the 2 you want to use with Modern Warfare weapons, and I'd recommend these for anybody because they are just the best overall for cleaner shots. Now, luckily enough, with the Cold War weapons, they come with reticles already that are very, very clean, and the 3x scope comes with this clean T-pose already, so I really don't think you need to change them. Cold War have really got that down to a T, and fair play to them on that one. But if you don't like this one, I'd recommend the first one in, which is the red triangle, and I'd also recommend the precision one, which is the 4th one in, or 5th one in, sorry, that is more precise on the dots. So them 2 I'd recommend, but to be honest, I think the default one is good enough, so probably go with that. So guys, moving on to what is probably the most important part is the sensitivity that you need in this game to make your aim more stable over distances, because Warzone is known for its distance, you know, up to 100 meters shooting. So you need to have that really good aim, and it has to be zoned in for you to be best that you can be in this game. So personally, what I use is what's on screen now. It is a high 7.7, and I also run ADS low zoom, high zoom, exactly 1, which means they will actually not change. It will keep in line with the default settings of my sensitivity, which is 7.7. But if you want it to be slower when you aim down sight, you need to reduce this down. I'd recommend 90, then 80, then 70. Go between these, and then if you want to go like 75 or 85, whichever, you know yourself, just test it out, go to Plunder, try out in your games. To be honest, if you really want good aim in this game, you want to work in between 4 and 8 in sensitivity. I go with 7. That's mainly because I have thumbsticks, so I can hold this better anyway. So I'd recommend between 4 and 7. That is up to you to be more precise. You might not be able to turn on people as quick, but to be honest, it doesn't really matter in Warzone because your aim needs to be first and highest priority in this game. So that's what I'm going to say for my sensitivity. If you think you want to copy this, go ahead. So it's 1.1 and then 7.7. Another quick thing I'll mention on the sensitivity section is my aim response curve. I work with dynamic. You're probably on standard if you don't ever change these things. Standard is completely fine. It's just a standard normal one that has a little bit of a slower response, that's built in for kind of general users. I use dynamic, so it kind of is a quicker response for my aim, but not straight there, which might put me off like a PC player. Linear is literally straight to where you aim, which can be very confusing and can put your aim off, and your aim assists with controllers can be very difficult to handle. So I stick with dynamic. It took me a little while to get used to it, but I definitely feel it's better for me as a player, as a pusher, and going for them kills. So guys, another huge factor in Warzone is to know the recoil pattern of any gun you're going to use or any gun you're going to pick up. You need to know exactly how that gun shoots so you can counter that pattern, so you can actually go against it and you can get like laser beam shots. So as you can see, I can shoot this wall and I can get the recoil pattern from this, and from that I learn what is the best way I can counter that so I can get better shots in the game. People look at people and they think, how do they have no recoil? It's because of this. They know exactly where the recoil is going to go. They know exactly how to counter it, and their shots just look like laser beams, and people question it and they're like, how do you do that? They just practice and they figure out the right pattern to counter that pattern, and that's how it works. So if you, for example, most guns will go up to the right or up to the left, you just got a counter going diagonally down to the left, diagonally down to the right, and some goes directly up, that's hold straight down on your right R3, and then some have that little up and then cross and then back up again, which can be more difficult. You just got to get ready for that little handle and then handle it again, because it'll probably go back on the same pattern as it did before it hit that little it'll burst to the right or left. So guys, once you learn exactly the counter pattern for your gun, you can home in on that and you can become an absolute beast with them weapons, and this will make your aim so much better just because you understand the weapon fully. And then that's what a lot of people do. They don't practice it, they don't check it out. They might use the gun all the time, but they don't actually know where the burst is going. They're just holding down in different directions, and it works sometimes. But if you actually know the exact way your pattern's going, you will get your aim very, very, very good and very fine to exactly where you want it to go. So definitely work on that. That's one big tip I would recommend. So guys, number 4 on the tips, your crosshairs. These are huge for you to win battles that you're not expecting and battles that you are expecting. So your crosshairs are your 4 little white dots, or your 5 white dots, one in the middle, when you're running without aim down sight. It's just your kind of hip fire spread. It's all that stuff. So when you see that when you're running, don't have that aiming into the ground. Don't have it aiming off somewhere that you're not meant to be looking. Have it where you think someone might be in front of you. Have it to somewhere where you are expecting someone to come out, and also have it ready for hot spots and hot corners where people will be holding windows and holding buildings, so that if they do shoot at you randomly, you can lock on straight away instead of having to pull your controller screen up and then shoot them. That's giving them way too much time to kill you, and they will kill you. If they're any good, they will kill you before you have time to look up and shoot. You need to be kind of looking that way, getting ready to shoot them. So one thing I would really hope that you can do and take away from this, and this big point, is point number 4. Fix your centering, fix your crosshairs. This will help you in the future. I honestly believe in this one because I have used it for so often. Once I figured out that I was doing that and I started to lift my head, my character's head more in game and keeping them level, I won so many more fights because I could just see more in the first place, and I could also read the game better, and I know people are going to be at corners and at windows and stuff. So definitely please work on that, guys, and I promise you that will actually make your aim much better going ahead in the future. Guys, my last tip today is not a crazy one. It's not you've not heard before. This is mount your weapon when you can, but don't mount all the time. So you need to know the difference between mounting a weapon up and just shooting and keeping, because you mount the gun up, it doesn't have any recoil whatsoever. It doesn't have any sway. You think this is amazing. I'm just going to stay here. I'm going to mount up for this whole team. I'm going to keep shooting them. Do not do that, because once you mount up, your head is like an easy target. People will shoot you off headies very easy like that. Not unless you're hopping up and down behind something. Is a lot harder to hit them off it, but when you mount up, you are set there. They just need to shoot that spot and a couple of headshots and you're down. There's no joking with that. I'm not messing. So your best options for mounting is, if you catch someone running away or you catch a team running the other way, mount up straight away if you have the opportunity, and make sure you beam at least one of them down, because you need to get one down in situations like that. You can beam them all day once you have them running away or just not expecting it at all. Then jump off the heady and then do your crouch jump behind the wall. These are your best options for this, because if you do stay with mount, I promise you, you will get sniped straight off the heady, or you will get beamed off the heady. It's happened to me before. Take it from experience. I promise you, just use it for quick interactions, maybe on for 3 seconds, shoot, jump back off, shoot a little bit, on back for another 3 seconds, and just cycle between this. It'll keep them guessing, and it'll really help you stay alive in them situations. So guys, with these 5 tips, I think you will improve your aim overall in Warzone and going ahead into the future seasons. These are 5 tips that I will always see in every season. It's not going to change. These tips will always help your aim. So guys, if you can focus on these 5 tips and really get these perfect, I promise your aim will be better. And the good thing about that is, if your aim's better, you're getting more kills, you're getting further, you're winning more battles, and then you're winning more games of Warzone. So hopefully at the end of the day, these tips will help you go forward. Hopefully they'll help you get more wins, guys. And thanks for watching this far if you already have. Please hit a like, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I guess I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye.